Tamika Joy. It's the stars with Tamika Joy. It's the stars with Tamika Joy. It's the stars with Tamika Joy. Feeling real good, feeling all fly. Put the headphones on, it's time to get live. It's the stars with Tamika Joy. It's the stars with Tamika Joy. Tune into the show, it's a vibe and flow. Chime in and tell me what you know. Yeah, it's Tamika Joy. It's the stars with 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 Tamika Joy. Stars with Tamika Joy. It's the stars with Tamika Joy. Yes. What's up, y'all? What y'all doing? What y'all doing out there? It is another Friday, 7 p.m. Stars with Tamika Joy show. What a wonderful, wonderful time it is to be alive today, because we made it. We made it, you guys. And so because of that, man, I'm thankful. I don't know about you guys, but I'm telling you, it has been a rough week, a very rough week in regards to not just me per se, but just around me and all the different people. Yesterday, close to home, real close to home. And another young baby didn't make it another day. And so I'm thankful. I don't know about you guys, but I am thankful. I am happy to be alive. And so with that being said, I just want to say happy birthday to all you Tauruses out there. My girlfriend, Lachey, today is your birthday, girl. And we're going to party all weekend for that. I cannot wait. We're going to do a little sip and paint tomorrow. And then Sunday, we're going to go to church. My first time in 2 years. It's been 2 years since I stepped into the church. And so I can't wait, man. Happy birthday to all you. Many, many blessings to you guys. Happy anniversary to all my lovers out there. Yes, enjoy one another. I think I got 2 more weeks and I'll be celebrating with you guys a happy anniversary. It'll be 12 years. So the Russell Hustle is still moving, still doing our thing. And it's definitely a blessing. And I love every minute of it. It's a lot. It's telling you want to get married, you better know it's a lot. It is a lot of work, but it all pays off. It works out. You got to find that balance. Got to find that workout, because it's taking 2 people making one, and so that could be very challenging for years. It takes years of that. So. Man, we got a great show. Great show. I'm all about, just because of the fact that even, before I even talked about, the young lady that got passed away yesterday. And this is a prime example of this life is not promised. I tell everybody, we can bet on all these different things in our life, and none of that is promised. There's only one thing that you can bet every dollar on, and that's death. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about insurance and just being responsible and being prepared, being adults. We're going to talk a little bit about violence. We're going to talk a little bit about stop the violence. So we have Herbert Russell, that is an insurance broker and investor, that will be talking about the insurance. And then we have Chasity Small, who will be talking about the non-violence and the event that she has coming up, and a little bit of more. I got some things up the sleeve. So, but first and foremost, I wanted to share with you guys, of course, a video. A friend of mine had asked me if I would be able to, sing a song for them, and I was like, of course I could sing. And I did that. I went and I got on, went into the studio. Went into the studio and recorded it, but I don't see it here. I don't think I got it. But nevertheless, we'll get to it. Let me go ahead and take a nice little commercial break for you guys, because of course, sister got to pay the bills, and I got some things that I want to share with you guys about what stars is and how we actually give a platform to people that want to be able to talk a little bit about who they are, some of the dreams and aspirations they may have had that didn't get an opportunity to do so, what they're doing in the community, all those different things. So here's a commercial to tell you what you need to do. Okay. So I was trying to find, excuse me, this video, and I still can't find it. So, however, we're gonna make it do what it do, because that's what we do. Let me bring in our first guest. His name is Herbert Russell. And like I said, I definitely wanted to chime in and talk a little bit about insurance. We've been having way too many deaths, and I just want people to be prepared, and also be able to take advantage of money that is here that they can actually have while they're still living. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please give a round of applause to Mr. Herbert Russell. Hey, Mr. Russell, how are you? Can you hear me? Is he there? I don't see. I don't hear him. Are you there? I don't hear him. I don't see him. Well, let me take a pause for the cause. We're going to bring another commercial real quick, you guys. I'm going to bring him back in to see where he's at. And we'll do another little commercial. Actually, let me bring this commercial in real quick of the insurance.
I asked for 100,000. How y'all only got 30,000 in the bank? Where my money at?
Soldier Boy, that's called fractional reserve lending. As of March 2020, the banks are no longer required to keep any of your money in reserve. They took your 100K and immediately went and lent it out. While they're getting 10 to 15% on your money, they're only giving you 0.05%, brother. The banking system's corrupt. You're better off taking that money and placing it in an uninterrupted compound interest account, otherwise known as a cash value life insurance policy. That money would be protected from market loss, likely outpace inflation, and grow tax-free for the rest of your life.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Okay. So since Herb is unavailable to get in, I'm going to talk a little bit about the debt-free life insurance. So I recently got my policy back in January for myself. I applied in November, and it took a little time because they take your blood and urine when you're getting a whole life insurance policy. So we got the policy, and the good thing about this policy, as opposed to another company where I had a term insurance policy, the good thing about this one is I can use this as my own bank, so to speak. Um, Most of the time, the banks, they take our money, and just like in the video, they take our money, we put it in the bank, and then they lend it out. Once they lend that money out, just like as you saw in the video, where Soulja Boy was trying to withdraw his money out of the bank, he couldn't get it at that point in time. So you have to make an appointment when you're trying to get a large sum of money out of the bank most of the time. So, but what they do is they do fractional reserve lending, which they take our money that's in the bank and they lend it out, and they make hundreds of thousands of dollars on your money, my money that's stored in the bank. So to kind of preclude that, or be your own bank, so to speak, you can use a debt-free life insurance policy or whole life insurance policy. You can participate in that plan where, a real life example, you can front load that policy maybe up to 12,000 a year before it's an actual taxable event. So you can put money. Is he ready? Okay.
Yeah, full screen.
Okay. Here. I'll go back down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not you. I'm telling him.
This one.
No, I'm talking to him. You keep going.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. So what Herb is going to do, you can put money in an insurance policy that cannot be taxed by the government, and you can withdraw that money in and then pay it back at your own leisure. So it's really a great program if you have a business, or and then also you have the death benefit. It grows as the money stays in the insurance policy and you pay your premium. That amount continues to grow, and you earn dividends on that money. So you can have a insurance policy that's like 350,000, and by the 20 years or so, that policy, the death benefit, can be worth close to $800,000, depending on how you pull the cash value in and out of that policy. So it's a great way to kind of be your own bank. You don't have to borrow money from the bank, because as you're front loading this policy, that policy is actual the bank. And like I said, I've done mine for about 3 months now. I did my first withdrawal, so I'm going to take that money and then I'm going to pay something off, and then keep front loading the policy to pay it back, pay the amount back that I paid out. So I'm only borrowing from myself. So it's a real cool plan. I think that anybody that is interested in building wealth and getting out of debt should definitely look into this vehicle to circumvent, like I said, 401k. You put money in there for 25, 30, 40 years. Every time you try to take it out, you got to pay tax on it. And then, 30 years from now, the money that you put in there doesn't have the same spending power because it's got ate up by inflation. So the debt-free or cash value life insurance policy is definitely a way to go as far as circumventing the current banking system, and it's better than a term life insurance policy. So that's pretty much all I have on it.
All right, Mr. Russell. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, the junior had to step in.
I'm glad I ain't got one of those like my bottom is, I got on a good shirt, and then I got some pajamas on, because I was not I was not thinking I was gonna have to get up from the seat today. But thank the Lord, he put me in some good clothes, some real clothes. So Mr. Herbert has some technical difficulties, and so for us to keep moving along, he is going to actually put his information in the chat for you guys to reach out to him if anyone is interested. Next month, we're also going to have a live event where you can come out and sit and listen and sign up, or whatever it is, have questions. If you have a policy that you don't know what you're looking at, bring it, like, let's talk about this thing. Like, it shouldn't be taboo, and we shouldn't be talking about life insurance when someone passes. Like, let's get in front of it. Let's be responsible. Let's have some money. Like my husband said, we're able to borrow from it to where now it's money that we have on deck. And so that's what life is all about. And of course, we always get the end of the stick, and we don't get told these things, but I'm here to tell you, and I'm here to share it, because that's what we do. We want everybody to win. It ain't about, it's a me. It's all of us. If everybody win, then it's a beautiful thing. So make sure y'all go on, in the chats. Herb Russell will leave information where you can contact him, and get you some insurance, learn a little bit about it. Like, you plan your birthday, you planning this prom, you planning graduation parties, you planning all these things, but you don't plan your death. That's like crazy, insane. Like the kids and them, they like, you doing way too much. Like, I got it all. Like, it's like a party. I mean, it is a party, but I'm planning like it's a party. Like, I'm planning it out. Like, they like, you for real? Yes, like everything. Like, I'm like, listen, it's when somebody passed away, it's way too much already. So why leave somebody with a responsibility that you don't have to, for real? I mean, because you got all this time here, and you rather live it instead of really plan it for when you do go. So the last day. And so all those parties and all these things you planning for, they go, but you don't even get to do it. You don't even get to have it and get that, because you're not here no more. So get on top of planning your death, man. I'm telling you, we need that. And so with that being said, I'm gonna bring in my next guest, because we're gonna talk a little bit about family, and that's what we're gonna start off with. I said I was talking a little bit about the toxic families today, and she was like, "Oh, I'm talking about it." I was like, "You want to talk about it?" She was like, "Well, I got all day for that." So, my cousin, man, let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Chasity Small. What's up?
Oh, what's up? What's up?
What's going on with you?
Nothing, just maintaining.
Man,
I have to
same.
contact Mr. Herb.
Yes,
Life insurance.
I'm telling you, it's something you just got to do. You got to do it. We got to. My aunt, she was just so big with that, and it's crazy. And I was telling her, um, she outlived her policy. She lived to
Oh
be
wow.
97, but she was so big when it came to us making sure we always had an insurance policy. You have to have an insurance policy. You have an insurance policy. So I just got to continue to keep, keep doing, passing the torch to everybody else because she was definitely, on us about that. So I actually put it in the chat so you guys have it. His information, Russell, his number, and his email, where you can actually go and get in contact with him. And he's going to make sure he takes good care of you so that you are prepared. However, let's talk about this toxic family business. So I was like, I was talking to a cousin of mine, Greg Coates.
Hey,
Yeah, I put you out there, Greg. We was talking, and man, we was like, it's just family, and it just gotta just at the end of the day, it's a lot, But my thing is, family is blood, but it don't have to be, where
doesn't guarantee a connection.
yeah, it's not it. And so so because you have
I
how
have
many brothers and sisters?
12. Well, there's 13 of us, but my brother passed last year. So now
Wow,
it's 12 of us.
12.
Mhm.
12. Wow, wow. So tell me, I guess, because I'm like, I mean, I'm just it's just three
Ooh.
when it comes to my brother and my sister. And but of course I have six of my own,
Mm.
and it's just
God bless you.
it's a lot. I mean, not even being um from the generations even, and the build up and everything that you go through, and so talk to me a little bit about the toxicity of, I guess, if that's a word in
Well,
regards.
we all have different personalities
Mm-hmm,
for sure. Some of us don't get along. Some of us we we judge each other because we're brothers and sisters, so we speak probably more freely to each other than you would the average person. Um, but man, oh man, I had my brother that passed. He had a lot of things that he would bring. He has 10 kids of his own. And we had the baby mama drama. We had girlfriend drama that we had to deal with. My younger brothers and sisters. My youngest is 21. That's my youngest sister. She just turned 21 the other day, actually. Um, she's probably like the mediator of the family. Everyone gets along with her. Um, all of us are headstrong, so we all argue about things that we disagree on. Drugs is a big argument.
mm-hmm. Drugs.
Drugs is a big argument.
Wow, wow.
Not because we want to use them, just that what how we view the actual drug and if it's a crutch. And I don't think certain drugs are as bad as other. So we'll go back and forth. So I just stay in my little corner right here where I'm at. I reach out when I need to, and because their drama can be, it's like the Kardashians in real life.
Right.
It's so many of us, and then everybody is going through something different.
Mm-hmm.
So to try to keep a balance somewhere, I just try now to keep my opinion to myself because I just be like, Mom, you just need to talk to him,
Mm-hmm.
or Nola, you just need to talk. I tell them, y'all need to. Why y'all calling me?
Right.
Don't call me.
Don't call me. Don't call
And
me.
I have one sister that like spells out every single detail of her day. From what she was wearing to how they looked, and it's like, get to the point. I don't even want to hear this story as is. And half the time she's in the wrong. So she goes through the whole topic of what went wrong. And then you got to tell her, like, well, I'm a little more blunt how I say it, but like, you need to get it together. Like, why are you calling me? You need to call that person, or you need to approach that person,
Right.
tell them how you're feeling, or you need to step up to. I've told them step up to the plate. It seems like the younger ones, my as far as my brothers and sisters, they grew up different than us. They got a different mom than we got.
Okay.
I tell them that all the time. Y'all have a whole housemaid mother. We didn't have that. Our
Right.
mom was a different mom. She was
Let's
ruthless.
talk a little bit about that because that be the toxic moments in my household, being that I have three older ones and three younger ones,
Mhm.
and so the older ones are always saying, yeah, I didn't get to this,
Mhm.
so that be a whole lot. And I'm just like, they're arguing the fact that the younger ones have cell phones at a younger age. And I'm just like, cell phones weren't everywhere when you were younger, like
They
it,
weren't as relevant.
the price change and all the different packages that they have now is totally different. And then, of course, y'all are grown now, so I don't have to take care of y'all. So it's not 6 kids that I'm taking care of, of an
Mhm.
income, so it's changed. So I'm trying to figure out why is that so hard to grasp in regards to you saying, okay, I get it, I understand, I'm gonna stop.
I still don't get it. I call the last five the favorite five. That's what I call them.
The faith.
Because I swear they can't do no wrong, and things that they're allowed to do, like we couldn't even think of doing at
Mm-hmm.
home. My mom, I want to say maybe she had more energy to smack us back then as opposed to
Younger.
because the way they talk to her, everything. And then I have to deal with my kids being the same age as my brothers and sisters, so there's arguments there, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and they don't. I don't think you'll ever find a neutral when it comes to that. When there's such a big gap in
Mhm.
between the kids, because what your mom or dad might have implemented when you were younger is going to evolve over the years, and everything's going to be different. They might grow as an individual,
Right.
which is what kind of happened with my mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
She's
we got the young, wild, and free mom,
right.
and they got the stay at home cook meal. Like she everything. That's
Right.
what the Fab Five.
Yeah. But your walk is different. The thing is that one thing about we all talk about, and it was crazy because one of my aunties, she had posted about her being where their parents was like, we didn't have it was a post to say we didn't have babysitters. We had we had shut the door, lock it, and don't open up the door for nobody. And I was like, oh, so that happened to y'all? Like, because I thought it was just us, I thought it started with us, I'm thinking, she's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah, we didn't have
Because
babysitters either. I don't, not that I can remember.
yeah, but my thing is, I say all that to say in regards to it's a root to everything, and because you think that someone a certain way and you missed out,
Hmm.
it could possibly be because it's what that person learned. That's
Right.
what they learned at a young age. They learned, so
Mhm.
they duplicated what they learned in regard, and because they like, well, I've turned out all right. You know what I'm saying? And I can't give you nothing that I don't know.
Well, I think we
So
had a different struggle.
right,
And they definitely, our times were different.
right,
Uh,
right,
like you said, the cell phones.
mhm,
I had a pager.
right, right,
You know,
right.
it was definitely different. I think my younger brothers and sisters actually uh, are doing a lot of successful things.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we were worried about surviving. It was
Mm-hmm.
different
Right.
for
Yeah. Yeah.
so, but it's good for us to show them,
Right.
tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we sit and compare, like, well, we had to wash our clothes in the tub, and they
Right.
be like, well, we had to heat something up on this, and so to see who had it. we was in the back of the car. What kind of car was you in? We was in the loud car. We compare stories, but
Right.
it doesn't matter who you talk to. Everybody thinks they had it worse.
That's it. And that's the whole thing about the whole toxic situation in regards to family members being comparing and judging. And that's what a lot of that whole bunch of toxic situations come from, is the comparing from one, and it could just be, with that within a sibling, uncles, aunts, cousins, whatever have you. Your auntie was, gave y'all this, y'all was able to do this, whatever have you, then you comparing yourself to your cousin and whatever. So at the end of the day, what's for you is for you. And whatever's going to happen, you just got to make the best of it. And you can't just live a life comparing. The fact that you have people that are close to you is the only reason why you can compare. Because when you go into co-work, you get co-workers and you get friends and all those different things, you'll start doing the same thing when it comes to them. The closer you get to them, you'll start doing the same thing. So it's not a situation where it's that individual, it's you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta be like,
So you're the toxic one.
Right.
Wait, so does that mean wait, hold up.
You just got
a minute. No, it's not me. It's them, definitely. She's trying to say it's me.
I'm just saying, no, I'm just saying,
no,
I'm saying at the end of the day, in general, as people, we just gotta learn how to not get in that facet and training our mind to think like that, so that it won't become a situation where it gets out of hand. And
I'm very opinionated, so I tell them I'm blunt. Sometimes too blunt for them.
And sometimes that could be, and that's another thing in regards to, when it comes to that toxic situation, is because family members don't feel like they can come and be transparent and be honest, and that person will receive what it is that they're saying.
Well, they know they can come here. That's true. I just had it out with my nephew.
Jesus.
So they know. I mean, I do it in a caring kind of way, but brutally honest. I'm brutally honest. I am. It's bad.
She don't like, when we need her honest opinion, we gotta go to her with a grain of salt, because she gonna give it to us. She's gonna give it to us. We're gonna take a little pause for the pause, and we're gonna come back for and talk a little bit about the non-violent event, along with a few more other things in regards to you doing a podcast and then hosting and things of that nature. I'm gonna just share actually a few a few flyers with you guys of our upcoming events. So, of course, Yes, I tell you, it is. It is. It's a lot. It's a lot. But one thing, okay, real quick before I bring Chastity back, I do have something I was going to bring to you guys. It's called Things That Make You Say Why. Things that make you say why. And I came up with this when I was in a shopping center and I saw this guy standing outside of his car smoking his cigarette. And I'm like, why do you care so much about your car not smelling like cigarettes more than you care about your body smell like cigarettes? Like you don't want to get your car smelling all crazy, but you want to smell crazy and you don't have a problem with that. You don't have a problem with polluting your body with it. I was just like, wow. And so I just wanted to add that. I said, well, not every, but here and there, when I come across something like that, I'm going to have things that make you say, why? Why? I don't get it. I don't understand. But we're going to jump back in for our second half with Miss Chasity Small. I'm going to share real quick. Here is the flyer. It is Stop the Violence, serious business show in partnership with Councilman Brian Fields. We'll be doing a platform with a purpose, a community event that's not new to the community in Virginia area. They are looking for people who wish to contribute to this event and do so in a variety of ways. They need performers, vendors, sponsors, and visual arts. So I'm going to bring her back on so she could tell us a little bit about Stop the Violence event.
Why, girl? Why?
Just why?
I was over here with you with the why. I was like, yeah, why?
I was just like, wow, like that don't make no sense. Like you care more about your car than you.
Yeah. Okay.
But when you don't do those things anymore, you be like, oh, stuff like that come to your mind. I don't know,
Right.
and I don't know why.
I asked, why can't you just stick to one designated area to do your smoking of cigarettes?
Hey.
One of my toxic situations. Okay. Okay. To stop the violence. To move it on to what we were talking about. To stop the violence. This is our 5th annual Stop the Violence.
Yay.
And it's actually called Stop the Violence Platform with a Purpose.
Okay.
And the reason I named it that is because I wanted everyone that had a platform to utilize their platform and get it out in numbers.
Okay.
So a person like you who is already on the platform, or my sons, or me, or anybody that's doing anything that has followers or listeners or anything like that, I wanted them to come and utilize this and push it out to their own people
Okay.
in the community.
Okay.
Um, and I'm doing it. I just noticed one year as my sons, more so my sons than my daughter, because my daughter kind of stays out the way. She doesn't get involved in a lot of things. But my sons, as you know, do music,
Mm-hmm.
and they were around all different kinds of crowds, and we were starting to see different types of things. And they had to understand, well, you can't go here and do this and do that because it might incite violence or whatever. And then the neighborhoods where we live at just started getting worse. So I was like, we need something, even if just for a day, that mainly the youth is what I was targeting at first, while I still have the chance with my kids and their friends. Um, Keep them out of trouble for at least a day.
Mm-hmm.
And if within that day we can teach them different avenues to get things done, then I'm all for it. So that's how it all started. Um, as far as the Stop the Violence, I wanted to reach as many of the youth as I could because I saw it going the wrong
Mm-hmm.
direction.
Right.
And I'm like the neighborhood mom, so I pick up all these kids and feed them and talk to them and yell
Straight.
at
They're
them.
not going to leave.
Another toxic. No, but so the Stop the Violence is really just something I have a passion for. I don't want to see anybody injured, and I like to help people get to the next level in a positive way.
Right.
So I started it.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So, what are some of the things that go down at the event?
A little bit of everything. Well, each year we do a different theme. So we have singers, we have rappers, we have speakers. Uh, One year it was all about poetry. One year it was all about the visual artists that paint. So we did like art and music. One year we did Halloween theme.
Oh wow.
Um, but the main purpose of it is to get everybody together, come up with solutions together, build with each other together, and just get to know each other and kind of push for better in our own communities first. Because I'm a strong believer of if you don't start in your community, don't go to someone else's and protest and help, if you can't do it within your own community first.
Charity starts at home. That's what that meaning. That's what that means. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're looking for performers. You're looking for vendors. You're looking for sponsors. How can they get in touch with you, or who can they contact in
Um,
regards to that?
They can contact me, the Serious Business Show at gmail.com, and that's TheSeriusBizness at gmail.com. And I'll post it too so they can see it. And it's also on the flyer. Um, or they can hit me up on social media. A lot of people know me already on social media at Poetic One. So there's usually not an issue getting in contact or with one of the people that's working with us because there's a few people like yourself and Safi and Just Business. I have all different age ranges of people
Mhm.
helping, so there's different avenues.
Absolutely. Yeah, it takes a village. It takes a village, and long as if it's something lit and out of control, everybody there. It's something positive. It's something that's really going to help somebody. I don't know what's wrong with
It's
us.
up in the
I
air.
really
But
don't. I don't get it. I don't.
they actually stay, which is I never expected everyone to come and stay the whole time, but they always come and stay. So I guess it's a good thing because
Yeah.
it's something that they enjoy being at. They usually stay the whole time, and it's a lot of young people that do come out.
They're
Like I
good.
said,
Yeah, they do. They do
and they
actually.
think the whole
I mean,
time.
they be posted up, every year.
Mm-hmm.
And so
This,
this is
oh,
something that is positive and
mm-hmm.
something, that's for the community, your community. So embrace it. See how you can fit in. If you feel like, hey, I really don't sing, I don't dance, I don't do none of those things, but I like what they're doing. Volunteer.
Volunteer. Yeah,
Volunteer. It just all you gotta do, hey, it's some give out waters or
help
you
set
get
up.
help, right, help set up, help break down,
That's
whatever.
real.
It just
Pick
takes
up
a village.
trash, anything.
Yeah,
Um,
it takes a village. It
yeah.
really does. And for something to be successful, and we say we don't have nothing for these kids, but when someone like myself or you do something like that, nobody thinks about, well, how can I help so that this can continue or
Mm,
get bigger? They just, oh, she doing
I
her thing.
yell at all of them.
She doing her thing.
Y'all,
Oh, I see
if
you
y'all
doing
don't come to
your
my
thing.
event, do not come to my house for dinner at all. And
Well, maybe that's what I need to do. I need to start inviting them to dinner.
they're like, Mama Jazz, what do you mean? Because we have the studio and stuff in our house, so
Right.
I know a lot of them. So
Mhm.
that I can threaten them with food.
But
It works every time.
that's why we giving this free food out for the Tea Summit event.
Yeah, it works every
On
time.
us.
And this year, we're trying to get a dunk tank,
Okay.
and we have an officer that is volunteered to get dunked. So
Okay.
I think that can draw a lot of.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
I would love to meet officers. So
To dunk a officer. Absolutely. So y'all make sure y'all come out. When is the date again?
it's June the 11th in the Dumfries Shopping Center, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. It usually goes a little longer, depending on how the day goes.
Right. So there you guys have it. I'll definitely put it in the comments. Make sure you hit up Chasity if you're interested in being any of those things, sponsor, volunteer, or performer. You wanting to
Vendors.
just want to be a part of the village. Hit her up for sure because
Yes.
this is what we do. This is what we do. So a little bit about serious business.
Ooh. The Serious Business. It's the Serious Business Show, and I've been doing that now for 10 years. Um, it's really a radio show slash now, I guess you would say, podcast, because a lot of people now are doing more on film
Hmm.
as opposed to just listening. Nobody wants to listen without seeing. They want to see your expressions and
Right.
what's going on in there. Why are they laughing? What are they doing? So it's a lot more video, but it's basically a radio show where nothing is really serious on my. We talk about everything on that show, and as I told you earlier, I'm very opinionated, so I use this to give my opinion, but also help other people get noticed in different areas and put them in the right places with the right people to do different things.
I
So,
can dig it. I can dig it. And so, as far as you said, 10 years you got started. What made you want to get into radio?
well, my sons at that time were the 100 Boys, and I took them out to Maryland to one of my friends' studios, and we met this guy named Hollywood. I think you know Hollywood,
Mhm.
and he said, I want to interview him. And I said, okay. So I went to his station and they interviewed him. And I was like, I could do this. This is easy. And he said, well, do it then. And so I said, okay. And it was just also to help me get over my fear because I do poetry, but I was scared to do it in front of people. So it was
Right.
to help me with that and just reach out to my community on things I think I would like to hear. And it actually worked. I
Hmm.
started with a 4 hour show,
Mm,
and we had the number one show on Rise Radio for a
nice.
long time. Our fans were popping up at the station.
Right.
We had some interesting stuff happen at the station, but uh, Rise Radio taught me the whole game when it came to radio and how to come together and build your community and work events and interview people, expose people, all kinds of
Nice,
different
nice. Yeah, that I mean that's beautiful, that of course everybody has their beginnings, the beginning, their humble beginnings in regards to how they got started on something. And of course, all the brothers over there rise, they just welcome you in and just
Mhm.
bring you in and just shelter you, and they don't have a problem, helping and
Right.
sincere about it, to where they're not keeping things away from you, and you can learn for real,
They want you to be involved. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Tell me, can you I'm sure you could definitely say that times have changed when it comes
Mm,
to podcasting.
yes.
What is one thing that you see the most, I would say, when it comes to doing podcasts?
Um, the freedom of where they're doing it from.
Mm, okay.
I embrace the station. I like getting out of my house, going. It's almost like being able to go to work and
Right,
just get away.
right.
And it gives you that professional atmosphere. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people now are really comfortable at home,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot more video.
Right.
Like I said, we had videos, but I go back and look at those videos and be like, oh my god, this quality is horrible. But what were we recording with?
Right, right.
So it was more or less the video is the biggest change. And
Yeah.
how many people are doing it. In Maryland, there was a lot of shows. It was a big underground internet scene. Uh, but in Virginia, not so much,
Uh-huh.
which is why I tried to bring it back to Virginia. And it's actually now it's starting to boom in Virginia.
Pick up and become the new norm.
But they call it a podcast instead of a radio show now, even though it is really a radio show.
Radio show, right. And for those that may be watching and may not know, what is the difference?
Well, a radio show goes across the airwaves,
Mm-hmm.
and it's usually, well, I guess they're both global if you think about it, because if you're on the internet, you can be seen everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would just say the main part is you can listen. You don't have to watch us. You could just listen and chime in as opposed to seeing our every move.
Right, right.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so what is like one, I know it's many, but one of the ups and downs when it comes to podcasting?
consistency,
Mm,
your team consistency. You
mm,
find a lot of people that they're excited about. Oh, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it, and then they they do it, but
it's
because
good
it's not
job.
their passion.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. And I don't think people understand it. They just think, "Oh, radio fun,"
Mm-hmm.
but you have to promote. You have to network. You have to go out and let people know. You have to show up at events. You have to. It's a lot that goes behind doing a show. Even as a podcast for you, it's a lot. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so and you have to be willing to change with the times. So
Yeah, absolutely. And know your audience and know your timing and all those different things. A lot of people just don't, your branding, and it's a
yeah,
lot. Absolutely. I
the
definitely,
consistency is definitely
but yes, I'm absolutely, I definitely know that, especially when you have multiple people. If it's just
yeah.
you, you can kind of get away with a lot of different things that other than, relying on other people. So
Mhm.
absolutely. So, question of the night
Uh-oh.
is for Miss Chasity Small. One thing that people may not know about you.
That I adopted my son's best friend, uh, Trey, the one that did the music with him. He was adopted. He lived with us for about 7 or 8 years, and then he finally decided he wanted to go back home. And I don't believe in keeping other people's kids away from them.
There's that blunt.
Yeah. So he's still my son in my eyes, of course.
Right.
But yeah, he was adopted, and most people actually thought he was my son before my real son.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
the
I mean,
only secret you're getting out of me.
huh?
I said that's the only secret you're getting out of me.
Oh man, well, it's been definitely real, definitely overdue. Definitely appreciate you for coming and stopping by on the Tamika Joy Stars with Tamika Joy show. I definitely appreciate you so much, and yeah, we're gonna keep plugging out and pushing out the Stop the Violence event, all the different things that you do in the community, man. You know, you got my back. I'm there for you in any way that I could definitely be there. And I definitely just appreciate you so much. Always hanging in there, being the village.
Trying. We kind of helped each other throughout the years, so thank you too
That's
for
it. That's what it's
bringing
all.
me on. This is awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you, and I hope that you have a great weekend.
I'm gonna sleep all weekend.
I know that's right. All right, take
All
care.
right, you too.
All right. Yes, 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 y'all. My goodness gracious. I know I gave y'all a lot today, but sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do so that we just have a little conversation. I would like to get some people's opinion in regards to what you thought from our toxic family topic and our nonviolence and even our insurance. Like, put it in the chat. If you go coming back and watching the show over, don't be a stranger. Put it in the chat. Tell me exactly how you feel, what you think. Share your opinions. Share some of the things that you think that need to be a discussion, because that's the thing when it comes to the toxic, is that because we don't talk about it, it's just balled up. And when you got a whole bunch of stuff that's balled up inside, it ain't nice. It's nasty. It's crowded. It's corroded. It's all kinds of stuff. And so we need to kind of let this stuff out, share it, be open and honest, be available to accept whatever it is that you're hearing from your loved ones, from your strangers, from whoever that just want to be able to share with you their honest truth. And if you don't like it, then just agree to disagree. And it ain't got to be a whole lot of back and forth. Like, I'm gonna agree to disagree with you, but I'm gonna walk away from this because I'm gonna tap out. And that's all you gotta do. You just gotta leave it there. But at least if that person has been able to show or tell you exactly how they feel, and they can let that off their conscience, they can let that off their mind, they can get it outside of from in bottled up here out and feel better about it, so they won't have to be walking around with a whole bunch of toxic issues. But y'all, man, I tell you, another Friday. I thank y'all so much for coming on in and watching Stars with Tamika Joy. Thank you, Mr. Herbert, even though he'll be with us next month. And y'all make sure y'all come out for the insurance piece. Please come out. Thank you, Chasity Smalls, for being our guest as well. And you guys have a safe and great weekend on purpose. I am Tamika Joy. Take care.